Hello, my energetic beings. Welcome to Meet Me for Coffee. And today I'm actually doing my own show on Meet Me for Coffee. And as you can see, I have my fire drum, and I love this little baby. She came from Mongolia. So I just want to introduce her a little bit, see what she has to say. And for those of you just tuning in and watching, this is my fire drum. She was gifted to me by the shamans in Mongolia, the reindeer shaman. She's been blessed and protected, and she is actually pure of heart. She is heart attuned to myself. So in the future, if you're curious or interested, I will be doing or hosting some events and retreats at the Dolores, Colorado campground in 2021 with another diviner friend of mine. Her name is Cecily. So we will be hosting divinations and ritual space at the Dolores campground. So if you're curious or interested in that, just message me in the comments or share. So with that said, let's just play a little bit with my fire drum. So I don't generally play her during the day. I play her usually the full moon or new moon by the fire. She just beats my heart, right? You know, she's got my own drum beat here. Another thing is Tergitimus is also a Wedame, and Wedame is the voice of the wild, for those of you that don't know. And Wedame is also like the wild side of our spirit in nature, what we look like in nature, the spirit that we attune with and attune through. So recently I was in Africa with my mentor, Melodoma Silme, and just lurking and seeing into the indigenous ways or the indigenous technologies and how they work within the other world and the realms of spirit, which it's not really a spiritual journey. It's more of an indigenous shamanic technologies that we've gotten away from and tuning into our own heart's desires. And for any of you that have actually had a divination with me, you know I always go into your heart space and boundaries. And my perception is we need to pay more attention to universal law or God's law over man's law. And we in the United States vibrate from not so much our heart space, but more from our upper energetic fields. And in the tribal cultures, they vibrate in the lower energetic field. So this is what we've come to actually recognize and notice is in the last at least 10 years, maybe longer. I'm trying to remember, I can't be clear. It's when Pluto entered Capricorn. And Capricorn is the area and space and time of the old laws, the old rules. It's corporate America. It's the government. It's big banks. It's big business, big mortgage companies. And what's happened since Pluto has entered Capricorn is we've seen the fall. So it's like the death and the rise of the phoenix, where Capricorn and Pluto are dissolving the old rules and the old litigations and the old ways of doing. And we also have the planet Saturn in Capricorn heading into Aquarius here. And it's been there for about a year and a half, 2 years. And again, Saturn is the old school way of thinking. So these two together are tearing down those old laws and those old rules. And I always say, what does universal law say? What does God's law say? What does that higher galactic frontier law have to say? So in healing our own inner frequencies, our outer frequencies, and our galactic frequencies, you kind of have to go in yourself, your outer self, the environment, the world around you, and then the galactic world, the outer world of being. So I don't even know why I'm going off on this tangent, but just tuning into your own heart space and your frequencies that you frequent. Sometimes you'll resonate with somebody and sometimes you don't. And if your frequency brings you something of discourse, it's because there's something innately within you that vibrated at that lower. So, why do we always want to raise and shift our frequency? So, for me, when I'm feeling down and out, I've picked up on a frequency that actually resonates within me somewhere. So that just tells me within my body, I need to heal that aspect of myself. So whether it's my heart, my throat, like if it's my voice, it's like, am I speaking my authentic truth? Is it my heart? Do I need to nurture my heart? Do I need to be more loving to my heart space? Because aspectually, in aspects, our mind is actually a file cabinet. It's the ingredient of our experiences that we put in this file cabinet that we revisit when the experience shows itself again. So to heal the wound, whatever the experience is, in my case, it would be my wonderful relationship quandaries, because I was frequency a lower vibration and fishing in the wrong pond. I basically was attracting people that weren't as into me because I wasn't really as into them. So just acknowledging the frequency, and for the last few years, honestly, I've purposely stayed single because I have no desire to frequent those frequencies and fish in the pond where I don't belong in. I know that probably sounds egotistical, but in all actuality, I have no desire to fix somebody anymore and come from a space of being better than them or allowing them. I know I'm quirky and I just don't want to argue about belief systems. So yeah. So what else? So on my journey through Africa and with melanoma, for those of you that are seeking guidance on a different otherworldly plane, I highly recommend visiting melanoma, getting a divination from him. If you don't want to get one from me. Divinations, ancestralization. A lot of people need some ancestralization. Just to clear up the genetics of your programming, your DNA. Through this lifetime, past lifetimes, might not even be your lifetime that you need to clear up. I know for myself, one of the shamans there, actually, I've known for a while, one of my sisters had actually thrown a knife in my back, an energetic knife. And what was interesting is one of the shamans there actually saw that knife and removed it. And I've been to several people here in the United States that had tried to remove this little energetic knife, but to no avail. They didn't release it. I couldn't release it myself, obviously, but through ritual and through healing, I was able to remove it, and I no longer have this pain in my back. And where it went, either out into the etheric world or back to whence it once came, I don't need to worry about it. All I need to know is I have moved past this. So, whatever's happening through the divination in the unseen world, you can heal it in the physical world. It's just a matter of being aware of what I would call the discomfort or the adversity or the discourse, whatever it is. It's just how the universe, God universe, the other world, the beings in the other world are trying to wake you up to what's happening or manifesting in the physical world. So you have to be able to move in between time and space and have these boundaries. So my journey back home was, even getting there was a little rough, I'm not going to lie. So energetically, just being aware of what happens through time and space. My luggage didn't show up on time. Just getting there was kind of chaos. Organized chaos is what I like to call it. But getting there, once I got there, I was fine. Everything worked out great. Leaving again, I had some chaos, and I had some little hiccups, energetic burps is what I call them, while I was there, but met some amazing people, actually, on my journey. I still am in contact with them as well. So, I just wanted to play my drum. I guess I could stand up, right? Now I'm all huge, but it's okay. So, in shamanic healing, drumming is part of communicating to the other world, rattling, making noises, screaming. It's the echo of our ancestors. It's our dream state of awareness. And the water spirits, the spirits of water, getting flow, moving through discourse, moving through change. And nature is the element of earth in nature. We have all of these things all around us. And communicating to and through us is an aspect of where we can heal ourselves on many dimensional levels. Getting in touch with nature. When was the last time you had a conversation with a tree, or invited or invoked an ant or a termite, or the little beings that live in nature, live in a tree? The water spirits that keep things flowing and nurturing us, and just having conversation and opening that element and that envelope. So as a healer, I honestly belong healing life on earth. And I finally came to this realization probably in 2012. So changing the way I actually establish abundance in the physical realm has been and had its own discourse there, because we live in a dimension in time and space where none of these things that I collaborate with actually exist, right? We govern under a man's law. Well, man's laws don't work for me. I always go out into the universe. I give it up to the ghost. Those are my trinities: the universe, the ghost, and my heart. Those are my three aspects, my divine codex, my triangle that I always go to before I even get permission to have my mind put anything in a file box. So most of the people who come to me for a session or a reading, I give them different rituals in time and space to just give allowance to healing themselves. And you have to realize you didn't get in this time and space overnight, right? Energetic hiccups happen through time and space. And it's just a matter of acknowledging, allowing, and accessing what happened to flow away in order to dissolve what's happening. And I talked about in my Energy Body Demystified, somebody who at this point in time, when I was creating that course, that had a hiccup, an energetic hiccup. But he wasn't willing to access and actualize his part in what had happened. So through, you don't get in these spaces overnight, okay? Something triggered it. Something happened. Whether you want to acknowledge it or not, it's the shadow sides of ourselves. So through time and space, this person had made a bad decision, and through the bad decision, the frequencies flow this way and they flow this way. So we have our time and space, and then we have our linear time and space. So going through time and space is sometimes it's quick and sometimes it's slow. And frequenting the vibration to bring you peace, joy, happiness, maybe some reflection, some contemplation. That's kind of where the healing aspects begin. And friending the little beings that can't be seen, but actually we always know they're there. It's in this childlike wonder where we can visit the heavenly realms to assist us in healing different aspects of ourselves. So again, each of the shamans I met with in Africa, each had a different venue, a different thing that they saw within me. And luckily I wasn't as broken as I could have been, because I've done my own journey work, I've done my own healing, and I keep going through the process. This is never a one and done kind of thing, okay? So with all that said, thanks for joining me for Meet Me for My Own Coffee Show. And with all that said, Ashe, what that means is blessings to you. Again, Ashe. Thanks.